Good morning, graduates, family members, and guests. On behalf of Major General Claire Gill, Commanding General, United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence and Fort Rucker, welcome to the graduation ceremony for flight school. Would everyone please stand for the invocation and the playing of the national anthem. Chaplain Anna Crittenden will give our invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, Ancient of Days, we humbly request your presence here as we recognize these new graduates into the revered family of Army aviators. May your grace and protection now cover them and all who are and have supported them. May the spirits of those who have supported these new aviators, their families, the staff officers, cadre, instructors, contractors, emergency and support personnel be uplifted and refreshed as we rejoice together on these new journeys to come. Keep them safe in the days ahead. Strengthen their hearts, minds, and spirits for the challenges of the missions in front of them as they take off to fight and win our nation's wars. Grant them the confidence that none of their efforts or duties are unappreciated or in vain. Lord God, may we all remain sheltered beneath the shadow of your wings, and let your peace that surpasses all understanding continue to guard our hearts and minds. We ask all of this in your most precious and holy name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your headdress. Thank you. You may be seated. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Summer, Commander of 1st Battalion, 212th Aviation Regiment.
Good afternoon, everyone. What an exciting day for Army Aviation. Welcome to today's graduation ceremony. Family members, friends, and instructors, thank you for your support in commemorating this tremendous occasion. Before we begin, we would like to quickly reiterate the process for pinning our new aviators. Your aviator will be called forward, cross the stage, and then stand before the stage to await their family or friends to come up and pin their wings. The master of ceremony will cue you by saying, "Please come forward to pin your aviator." At that time, please come forward and pin the wings on your aviator. Take a moment to celebrate this momentous occasion before returning to your seats. The stage will be available after graduation for you to take as many additional photographs as you would like. Attending the ceremony representing the United States Army Aviation Center of Excellence are Brigadier General Kenneth Cole, Deputy Commanding General, Mr. Robert Dewar, Deputy to the Commanding General, Chief Warrant Officer 5, Robert Slider, Chief Warrant Officer of the Aviation Branch, Colonel Jason Woodward, Commander, 1st Aviation Brigade, Colonel Christopher Logsden, Deputy Commandant for the Army National Guard and the Senior Guard Advisor, Colonel Mary Beth Scott, Deputy Assistant Commandant for the United States Army Reserve, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Stockton, 1st of the 145th Aviation Regiment Commander. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Nigel Hebsher, Command Chief Warrant Officer, 1st Aviation Brigade. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Ed Carmen, Senior Warrant Officer Advisor to the Deputy Commanding General with the Army National Guard. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Michael Seidler, Senior Warrant Officer Advisor to the United States Army Reserve. Command Sergeant Major Tahir Hassan, 1st Aviation Brigade. Command Sergeant Major Julian Adams, 1st of the 145th Aviation Regiment. Also attending the ceremony are Colonel Donald Cullen, United States Air Force retired. Colonel Lauren Lassiter, United States Army retired. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Mike Lewis, United States Army retired. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Kevin Novak, United States Army retired. And Chief Officer 5, James Greg Porter, United States Army retired. Thank you for attending with us today. To our newest Army aviators, congratulations on achieving a significant milestone. In just a few minutes, your flight school journey will come to an end as your friends and family pin the wings you've worked so hard to achieve onto your chests. We hope these wings will always remind you of three things: the professional aviators who trained you, the special community that you now belong, and the sacred duty we have to support those on the ground. The battlefields of the future are changing at an unprecedented pace. Rapidly developing technology and ingenuity are turning the unthinkable into reality. To stay competitive on those battlefields, the United States and its armed forces must develop just as rapidly. The focus is on building a tailored and more lethal force. We are transforming, divesting antiquated equipment, developing new equipment with the operational reach required for all theaters, and organizing our formations to better suit the forces we will support. This generation of aviators and soldiers, your generation, will lead the Army's aviation forces through it all. Graduates, this is a defining moment for you and your family, one you will likely never forget. Congratulations to all of you, and remember what you and the wings that will soon be placed upon your chest represent. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce the guest speaker for today's graduation ceremony. Colonel Nicholas Ryan is a senior aviator with more than 24 years of military service after graduating and commissioning from the United States Military Academy. Upon completion of flight school and advanced aircraft training, he began his extensive career in Army aviation. He is currently rated in the CH-47 Fox Chinook helicopter. During his time in the Army, he received numerous awards and decorations for his service and served in a number of operational and tactical assignments. Throughout his career, including company commander and battalion commander, brigade aviation officer, aviation observer, coach, and trainer for the Mission Command Training Program, Command Inspector General, and J3 Aviation Officer for the Joint Task Force North. He currently serves as the Director for the Army Capability Manager for Unmanned Aircraft Systems with the Aviation Capability Development and Integration Directorate under Army Futures Command here at Fort Rucker. Please help me in welcoming Colonel Nicholas Ryan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be with you here on this day of your graduation and entry into Army aviation. I welcome all the distinguished visitors and guests that were already welcomed. I won't repeat all their names, but there are a few special additions I'd like to add that were brought to my attention. First, Mr. John Reed at the Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Army mentioned that there's a CDU-5 Colin Hudson retired here today. Who flew Army Hueys and Blackhawks, and he is here to pass the torch and pin aviator wings onto his grandson, W01 Seth Olmstead today, who will be a future Apache pilot. Also, Evan Crawford, lieutenant, I believe, who's Colonel retired Jeff Crawford, a former seated commander, I believe, is in the audience as well. Who would have been my boss, and I hope he's proud of how the seated and the ACMs are moving along with the future of Army aviation, as Lieutenant Colonel Summers mentioned. And then finally, Lieutenant Steve McKinney graduating as well today. Apparently, I've been told he has a special relationship with all the VIPs standing in the rear of the audience. They didn't go too in depth of where that relationship is, but congratulations. And finally, I definitely want to honor all the families, the spouses, the grandparents, the parents, the children, cousins, aunts, uncles that all came here to support these future Army aviators. As you all know, you've seen it, you've watched it. This is a very difficult, challenging, and hazardous profession to be a part of, and the duty that you perform to the nation to ensure that these aviators are ready when the call comes, that can never be rewarded. And so I want to thank you for that service that you provide to ensure that these aviators are ready when they need to be. Now, first, some of you may be asking, why is the guy that does unmanned aircraft systems for the Army giving a speech at a flight school graduation? And honestly, General Cole, Mr. Doerr, they kind of wanted me to break the bad news to you of where your future is going. You're going to be like video game control pilots. I'm just kidding with that. Honestly, my role with unmanned aircraft in the Army is to make sure you are safe. We all know that's the future of the Army. The future of warfare is with robots, fighting robots. But my goal is to never trade blood for first contact, to make sure that I can put a robot between you and the threat, have that make first contact, have that protect you so that you can go do your mission. Because there are things that only a human can do, only an Army aviator can do. There are things you can think through. There are challenges only you can solve. And I do not need to put you in threat's way when the enemy is throwing a bunch of robots at you. I can do something to put a robot between you and that. And that is my main goal in life. And so don't think I'm trying to take your job. A lot of people think that. I'm here to make sure you can do your job better. I stand before you. I'm an extremely lucky person. I've been doing this for 24 years. Back in the day, the only reason I got into aviation is not because of my awesome mustache. I see some of you have some pretty awesome warrant officer mustaches. Might be a lieutenant out there with a pretty cool mustache. I definitely did not have the aviator hair. I see some of you, this guy up front right here, has a pretty awesome aviator hair. I did not have the awesome aviator hair. I had good eyesight. Definitely did not have the grades either. I'm sure somebody here, the distinguished honor grad, that was not me. I was towards the bottom. I had good eyesight, but I loved being in Army aviation. I loved every minute of it. I love the people. I love the branch. I love the soldiers I work with, the warrant officers, the NCOs, the leaders that I worked with, the peers that were my friends. And I would not have stayed in the Army this long if I was not a part of the Army aviation branch. So you are very lucky to have been the selected few to be a part of this branch and to continue this profession and to stand on the shoulders of the giants that you are now, and that you will lead and continue to be a part of this amazing branch. So I'm excited that you are part of that. So who here is future Chinook pilots? Outstanding. You guys are the rock stars. You know where it is. What about the Black Hawk pilots? Okay, I understand they got to fill slots. Army needs Uber drivers. What about the Apache pilots? Whew. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows how awesome you are. You don't have to keep repeating it 45,000 times. Start talking with your hands. I get it. We know. Yeah. Go watch the movie. Everybody knows what movie I'm talking about. We get it. Any fixed wing out there? No? Lakota pilots going on to do a Lakota job? Okay. Yeah. Chinook pilots, you're the true winners. You got it. All right, what about the distinguished honor grads? Don't be shy, raise your hand. There you go, right there. You guys, we're proud of you. Outstanding job. We've already talked to your future units. You have a future as a brigade staff officer. Like, your skills, your knowledge, your expertise, like, you are going to be some outstanding op board riders. We got it. So you're already set up. We talked to those commanders. Who's the GOAT here? Like, bottom of the class. Come on, don't be shy. Like, you know who you are. Somebody's got to do it. Right there? Got it. You need to follow that guy. Like, that guy, what are you, warrant officer or lieutenant? Lieutenant, Chief of Staff of the Army right there. I'm not lying. Like, General Dick Cody, who was Vice Chief of Staff of the Army, bottom of his class. No joke. Those are the people who go far and make it for whatever reason, that they set priorities, they know how to like balance life, have fun, and like just kind of skirt the rules and throw them out the window and just do what needs to be done. And so that guy right there, future Chief of Staff of the Army, like you should ride his coattails. He's got it. All right. Anybody dual military in here? A few back there, outstanding. That's me and my wife. I'm a Chinook pilot, she's a Black Hawk pilot. Constant fight, constant battle in our house over who's better. Obviously it's the Chinook. Although she has her claim to fame that one time, Black Hawk beat a Chinook that she was flying down the runway in Baghdad in a drag race. The only reason is because she cheated, because she was flying with an experimental test pilot who had the authority to pull the guts out of that aircraft and exceed every limit. And so she beat the Chinook, but she never tells anybody that she cheated. But otherwise, a Chinook is always better than a Black Hawk, and I will always win that argument in our house. But yeah, that's outstanding that you do that. It is a great family environment, and we have loved every minute of it. She just crossed over 21 years. I'm 24 years. We got 3 outstanding kids, and we have loved the family environment it has brought to us. All right, as you move into this Army aviation profession, some important lessons that I've learned. One, and every mom in here will know this, every parent, it is better to have something and not need it than to need it and not have it. So in aviation, this is important for flashlights, fire extinguishers, fuel, even baby wipes. You never know when you're going to be out there in the middle of an LZ, in the middle of a fob or something like that, and you're suddenly like, you got the urge and you got nothing else to use. Like, keep those things on you. Never pass up the opportunity to get fuel. This kind of leads into my next one. Never pass up the chance to get gas or use the bathroom ever. Because you never know when you're like, I don't need to top off on gas right now. We can make it to the next spot. And I don't need to use the bathroom right now. And then you're off and you're flying and you get the call on the radio like, hey, we need to divert you. We got this new mission call. And you're like, man, like, I may not have enough gas to do this mission, or I don't know if I can hold it that long. Like, what am I going to do? Never pass up the opportunity. Never trust your weather report or your S2 up front. Always double check it. I've been burned so many times, and every one of those senior aviators standing behind you has had the same thing. Never trust them up front, because then you're flying on final, you're trying to cross a mountain, and suddenly the clouds come in, and you're like, the weather said it was clear. You're flying on final into an LZ, and suddenly the sky lights up like it's 4th of July, when the S2 said, nah, you're good, it's going to be clear. Like, you need to kind of double check your own work. Trust nobody but yourself. In the cockpit, rank doesn't mean anything. Whether you're W1, lieutenant, colonel, W5, it's all about your expertise, how much you listen to your crew, and how much you work together. Because at the end of the day, you're getting that aircraft home together. It's not one person, and your rank and your authority doesn't mean anything. It's who's the person that's going to get this aircraft home that day. So just remember that. And last, if you ever get the opportunity to ride the ramp of a Chinook, do not do the butt scoot out to the ramp. Just stand up, have the courage, and walk out there, especially if your wife, who's a Black Hawk pilot, didn't do the butt scoot. Because it's super embarrassing if the Chinook guy did the butt scoot. So just don't make that mistake. All right, this next quote, you've heard it before, it's not original. Just remember, the only easy day was yesterday. And what that means to you as you're going forward is, here at flight school, I know it seemed hard, but you gotta remember, you were flying, you were studying, going to class, flying, studying, going to class. Now, you show up at your unit, they're gonna expect you to know all that stuff, and they're gonna start prepping you for the advanced things. And the time for like just flying and studying, because now you're also gonna have your additional duties. As a lieutenant, platoon leader, staff job kind of duties, even as a warrant officer, you're gonna be expected to do additional things, because those are the things that make you stand out and move to the next level. And so you're gonna be expected to already know that stuff and then have to move up to the next level. So kind of the easy day was yesterday. You gotta keep going on. You're never done studying. Whether you're a new lieutenant warrant officer, 24-year colonel, 25-year W5, an instructor pilot, standardization pilot, continue to study. And you will recognize this one day. One day, maybe when you're a captain, a W2 or something like that, you're a pilot in command, you're flying along, and suddenly something goes bang, something goes boom, something starts beeping at you in the front of the cockpit, and everybody starts freaking out in the aircraft, and everybody starts looking at each other, and you're looking around, you're looking at the co-pilot, you're looking at the crew chiefs, and they're all staring right back at you with wide eyes, and suddenly it hits you. I'm the pilot in command here. It's my job to figure this out, and everybody else in the aircraft is looking at me. And suddenly this wave of emotion comes over you like, man, I wish I would have spent that extra time studying a little bit more. I wish I would have spent that extra time in the simulator, like practicing a little bit more. Because up there, there's no more options. Everybody's looking at you to solve whatever problem just happened in that aircraft and get that aircraft home, because you are now the pilot in command. So when I say you're never done studying, like, it's not just spend extra time versus going out to the beach or something like that. It is for that moment that you never know what's going to happen, but it will happen. It has happened to every single person that's standing in the back of this room. It's happened to me. It will happen to you. And just make sure you're ready for that moment, because when all those eyes are staring back at you and you look over your shoulder and nobody else is looking back at you and it's all on you, you got to be ready for that moment. So in this kind of environment, how can you succeed as a new aviator showing up? First of all, just show up. Be out there. Be present. Be the guy who and the girl who is there for every briefing, gets out on the flight line to help out, even if you're not flying that day. Help out the crew chiefs with the aircraft, do pre-flights, help plan missions. Don't be afraid to learn. Go find the toughest, meanest IP, the battalion standardization officer, the brigade standardization officer that nobody else wants to fly with because they're scared of them, and go talk to them and fly with them, because guess what? They know everybody's afraid to fly with them, and they love those new pilots that come and talk to them and want to learn from them and want to go fly with them. Because everybody else is afraid to fly with them, and the people who make the flight schedules usually just put the staff officers on with them. Like the captains, the lieutenant colonels, the colonels, the 06s. We're the ones who get to go fly with the brigade standardization officer and the battalion standardization officer. Because nobody else wants to fly with them, and we're not scared, because what are they going to do, ground me? No. They really want to fly with you all and teach you all, but you're too scared to do it. So go out and actually talk to them and learn from them. Go do maintenance test flights. Find the maintenance test pilot. They are the best source of knowledge for you, because they're basically an instructor pilot without the risk of grounding you. They know everything about the aircraft, and they can teach you so much, but they're never going to ground you, and they want to teach you. So go find the test pilots, fly with them, learn from them. And then just every single day, whether you're a warrant officer, a lieutenant, make yourself better every single day, whether it's you as an individual, whether it's your little team, your platoon, your little office space, your desk, whatever. When you show up, just make it better every day. And then as you grow up and get bigger, when you're at a company level position, make that area a little better every day. When you get to battalion, make that area better every day. If you keep doing that, making your area better every day, and just think, if everybody here did that, the Army would be outstanding. The issues, the concerns would just kind of go away if every single person made their area better every day. The peers you're sitting next to today, they will continue to be there with you. And I don't say that just out of just randomly saying that. When I graduated flight school, sitting exactly where you are today, 20 years later, my fellow battalion commanders were sitting in my flight school class. Matt Minier, Jason James, Josh Powers, Archie Smith were sitting right exactly where you are with me, and 20 years later, we were all battalion commanders in the same brigade together. All still friends from flight school, sitting through SEER school together, getting smacked around, going to parties together after the week of flying. We knew each other, we had that relationship, and now we're all battalion commanders together. So that tight group that we already had, even though we hadn't seen each other in a few years, was still there. So maintain these relationships that you have today. Even with the warrant officers that will be your standardization officers in the future, that will be your maintenance officers in the future, your master gunners in the future. Maintain those relationships, because you will come together again one day. Keep that friendship going. Now last, I want you all look around at the families sitting back there behind you. And this is important. This is probably the most important thing right now. They're all smiling at you. They're happy. They're super happy you're graduating. But I'm going to tell you right now, and this comes from somebody, again, who has, my spouse is also an aviator, so I feel it. There's a weight in the pit of their stomach every time that you put on that uniform, grab your gear, and walk out the door to go fly. Because they know we're in a risky business. And they knew this when you applied for aviation, and they've continued to support you through the process, but every time they know it's a risk every time you walk out the door. So they're relying on you to be the best every day, to make yourself better every day, to do that extra little bit of studying every day. Because they want you to come home every day. So to them, it's not a joke. To them, it's not just passing time of, should I play a video game or should I do a little bit extra studying? Because they want you to come home every day. And it's not just you, because not just these families, but a lot of other families out there that are your crew chiefs, your co-pilots, the passengers in the back, they're all thinking the exact same thing. Every time their son or daughter gets on your aircraft, they are praying, and they're not just praying for their son and daughter, they're praying for you too, that you have done everything right and that you will do everything right to get that aircraft home safely so that they can come home tonight and that you can get home tonight to your family. So that is something you always need to remember. And one way that I always did that, and I recommend to you when you're doing your final pre-flight brief, you're standing around the aircraft in a circle and kind of going around, does everybody have any questions, and acknowledge the briefing I just did? Just kind of visualize their family standing behind them. That it's not just the people in front of you. You got a whole team, a whole crew of families that have supported them to get them to that point, and now it's your job to get them back. And so every time you think you should study more, you probably should. Every time you think, should I go on the simulator or should I go home early today? You should probably hop in the simulator, because you got them to get home to. All right. I mean, you definitely should all be very proud and very humbled that you are standing on the shoulders of giants. I mean, all this stuff around you, the legacy that has been built up. But like we're all stepping down. Guys like me, like you are the new generation. You are moving up. You heard Colonel Summers say, like, we are divesting of old stuff. We're getting rid of the old things. You are going to have some awesome, new, amazing technology to move forward with. The rest of the world is just now trying to catch up with this whole idea of human-machine integration, but Army Aviation has been doing it since we put the first human in a cockpit back there when Captain Rucker was flying that aircraft that's in the back of the museum back there. We have been putting the best humans into the best technological aircraft since Army Aviation stood up, and we will continue to do it better than anybody else in the world, and that is what you do. Our job is to resource you with the best technology. Your job is to be the best human in that aircraft and to continue to do that. We are definitely the most lethal and agile force in the U.S. Army. We can reach anywhere, at any time, in any place, and we will continue to do that, and you are the ones that enable that. Any weather, anytime, any place, we can touch any enemy whenever we feel like it. And you are the ones that enable that by your expertise, by your creativity, and your flexibility and your adaptability. And this is true. The sound of our rotors, which I still love to this day, is definitely the sound of freedom. It fills our ground forces with that courage. When they hear those rotors overhead, the courage that they have to continue their mission and fight, it fills those who are suffering with hope. Whether you think about even locally a hurricane, a forest fire, or something overseas, it fills those suffering with hope, and it fills our enemies with fear when they hear those rotors coming, because they know a lot of hate is about to be coming their way. So as you step into this storied legacy, I welcome you into the aviation branch, above the best.
Thank you, Colonel Ryan, for your inspirational remarks. At this point in the ceremony, we honor those graduates who have excelled in the course. Graduates who are within the top 20% of their class receive special recognition as Commandant's List graduates, honor graduates, or distinguished graduates. The distinguished graduate is the title bestowed upon those officers who attain the highest overall scholastic average throughout the entire course of instruction. As the title implies, it is the mark of excellence representing outstanding achievement in academic and flight endeavor. The distinguished graduate receives engraved sterling silver wings provided by the Army Aviation Association of America, plus an additional gift from the Military Officers Association of America. At this time, I take pleasure in announcing the distinguished graduate from Class 25019. Lieutenant Evan Crawford, distinguished graduate. First Lieutenant Crawford is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Corbin Black, distinguished graduate. Warrant Officer 1 Black is a UH-60 Lima pilot with the Utah National Guard. Families, please come forward and pin your aviator. Now, we will recognize the remaining top 20% and then the remainder of the class in alphabetical order and by rank. Lieutenant Stephen McKinney, honor graduate. First Lieutenant McKinney is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Robert Morrison, honor graduate. First Lieutenant Morrison is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Chief Warrant Officer Daniel Brainerd, honor graduate. CW2 Brainerd is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Brian Gray, honored graduate. Warrant Officer 1 Gray is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Joshua Gresham, honor graduate. Warrant Officer 1 Gresham is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Warrant Officer Aaron Kennegater, honor graduate. Warrant Officer 1 Kennegater is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Samuel Davison, Commandant's List graduate. Warrant Officer 1 Davison is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Lieutenant Gabrielle Arkel. Second Lieutenant Arkel is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the Mississippi National Guard. Lieutenant Alexander Cannon. First Lieutenant Cannon is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Dylan Fields. Second Lieutenant Fields is a UH-60 Lima pilot with the Florida National Guard. Lieutenant Logan Hedgety. Second Lieutenant Hedgety is a UH-60 Lima pilot with the Pennsylvania National Guard. Lieutenant Allison Klebs. Second Lieutenant Klebs is a UH-60 Lima pilot with the Alaska National Guard. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Lieutenant Bianca Klepper. Second Lieutenant Klepper is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Lieutenant Austin Lassiter. First Lieutenant Lassiter is an HH-60 Mike pilot with the Alaska National Guard. Lieutenant Patrick McGurran. First Lieutenant McGurran is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Lieutenant Bhavan Patel. First Lieutenant Patel is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Captain Montgomery Potter. Captain Potter is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Lieutenant Madison Slevin. First Lieutenant Slevin is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Lieutenant Jensen Schneiderhan. Second Lieutenant Schneiderhan is an UH-60 Mike pilot with the Michigan National Guard. Lieutenant Cord Tuttle. First Lieutenant Tuttle is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Lazaro Alvarez. Warrant Officer 1 Alvarez is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Carlos Arredondo. Warrant Officer 1 Arredondo is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer David Calle Flores. Warrant Officer 1 Calle Flores is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Mark De La Rosa. Warrant Officer 1 De La Rosa is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer William Griffith III. Warrant Officer 1 Griffith is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Eslam Khalil. Warrant Officer 1 Khalil is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Reese Kirby. Warrant Officer 1 Kirby is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Justin Lehman. Warrant Officer 1 Lehman is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Kevin Lokitz, Jr. Warrant Officer 1 Lokitz is a UH-60 Mike pilot with the Hawaii National Guard. Warrant Officer Roscoe Martinson. Warrant Officer 1 Martinson is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Omar Mohammed Hassan. Warrant Officer 1 Mohammed Hassan is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the California National Guard. Warrant Officer Michael Myers. Warrant Officer 1 Myers is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Grayson O'Gorman. Warrant Officer 1 O'Gorman is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Seth Olmsted. Warrant Officer 1 Olmsted is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Marco Ramirez. Warrant Officer 1 Ramirez is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Ramiro Rangel, Jr. Warrant Officer 1 Rangel is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Callie Reed. Warrant Officer 1 Reed is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Spencer Roa. Warrant Officer 1 Roa is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Amir Sadek. Warrant Officer 1 Sadek is a CH-47 Fox pilot with the Army Reserve based out of Kansas. Warrant Officer Kenny Sanfeliz Rivera. Warrant Officer 1 Sanfeliz Rivera is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Warrant Officer Michael Stewart. Warrant Officer 1 Stewart is an active duty CH-47 Fox pilot. Warrant Officer Ramon Teo. Warrant Officer 1 Teo is an active duty AH-64 Echo pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Warrant Officer Andrew Thompson. Warrant Officer 1 Thompson is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Derek Weaver. Warrant Officer 1 Weaver is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Riley Wheeler. Warrant Officer 1 Wheeler is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Warrant Officer Paige Woodbury. Warrant Officer 1 Woodbury is an active duty UH-60 Mike pilot. Please come forward and pin your aviator. Graduates, please stand. Please join me in a round of applause for the Army's newest aviation warfighters. Would everyone please stand or remain standing for the playing of the aviation song, Above the Best, and the Army song, The Army Goes Rolling Along.
Sky
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the graduation ceremony. Thank you for celebrating with us. Please enjoy the rest of your day and safe travels returning home. Class leader, dismiss the class.